When you take into consideration his age, his driving experience, the fact that he's been already caught driving at 140k in 100, it definitely doesn't. It's a bit worrying that that's what we're going to be meeting on the roads day and night. So hopefully he'll get a bit of sense.
Coming up, in Dundalk, a man is arrested for drink driving.
I can smell a drink off you, okay?
And a car fails to stop in Donegal.
He's on the wrong side of the roundabout there now, wrong side of the roundabout.
In Dundalk, Gardaí Frida McCaig and Damien Carroll work with the Louth Traffic Corps. It's a busy area with a mixed standard of roads, taking in the M1 from Dublin to the border to rural back roads. Speeding and issues brought up by being near the border with Northern Ireland are their main concerns. But drink driving is always a priority. A member of the public has called in a car driving erratically on Dundalk's Inner Relief Road.
How are things? You're driving the car, yes?
In the short time it takes Frida and Damien to get to the scene, the driver has already crashed. Luckily for others, just into a curb.
Where the accident happened, we believe he hit the curb just down here on the footpath, and he managed to get the car up as far as here before the tyre went on him altogether, and he couldn't go any further. Obviously, thankfully, other drivers were more aware of his driving and held back. Someone had the sense to ring us straight away about his driving, and we were able to get here.
It's a great thing when people do ring in to tell us, because obviously we can't be everywhere at once, so it can alert us to something. Sometimes it's nothing. Person just simply might be tired or whatever, and they're not actually drunk. But in this particular case, he was drunk.
Have you been drinking?
No.
No? All right. And this is your car, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I can smell a drink off you. Okay? I can smell alcohol. Okay? So under Section 12 of the Road Traffic Act, I'm going to get you to blow into this machine. It's designed to determine the level of alcohol in your breath, all right? Okay, so take a deep breath and blow into the machine. And blow, all right? So take a deep breath and blow into the machine, blow into the machine, blow. You're not blowing into the machine. You're not blowing. All right? So take a deep breath. Blow. That's it. Okay. It's analysing it. Okay, we're just waiting on the result. Okay. Okay, can you read that? That says feel. Okay, you feel the breath test. Okay. Okay, you have failed the breath test. Okay. I've now formed my opinion that you're incapable of driving this car in a public place. So now I'm arresting you under Section 49(8). Yes, I'm arresting you under Section 49(8) of the Road Traffic Act. I'll be taking you to Dundalk Garda Station. There I will get an interpreter that will explain everything to you fully. All right? So if you just turn around, I'm just going to put handcuffs on you. All right? All right? And
I think the message is getting across to people. You know, the message won't get through to absolutely everybody, and there will always be some people who will insist on drinking and driving. However, I think the majority of people are learning, and that they are being sensible and not actually drinking and driving when they are heading out.
The cultural change in Ireland in relation to drink driving has changed so much that it's not accepted by other motorists anymore.
After 20 minutes observation, the driver is asked to give a breath sample on the intoxilizer. It tells exactly how much alcohol is in his system. An interpreter has been called to help translate.
blow, and keep going. That's it. All right. So you need to do one more of them. Complete breath, okay? And then that's it, done. But just tell them that.
Sometimes it can be difficult to communicate to people that English may not be their first language. In this particular case, we alerted the station to have an interpreter come to the station so that they can translate and they know exactly what's going on at all times.
Now, I'm going to sign this, and under Section 17 of the Road Traffic Act, I'm going to ask you to sign it as well. Anything in excess of 35 micrograms, he's over the limit. Now, he came back at 103. So as you can see, he's well over the limit there. Unfortunately, people do continue to drink and drive, and they are causing a danger to themselves and to other road users.
But, as I said, by coming across that tonight and that person ringing the guards, us going to the scene of that accident and arresting the driver, it means that no other road user was injured.
The driver is detained until the charge sheets are completed and bail is handed over. He was later disqualified for 3 years and received a €500 fine. On the M1, Sergeant Alan McDevitt and Garda Shane Carlos have spotted a speeding SUV.
He overtook us on the M1 heading southbound. He was moving quite quick. I think at one point, in order to catch up, we were doing over 160 kilometres per hour.
We're doing 164 at the moment, just trying to catch up. And once we catch up with him, we'll match his speed.
This is the sort of thing we see every day. They're just minor offences, but when you take them all on top of each other, it's a very dangerous situation.
He takes the slip road off the M1 and onto a roundabout.
As we were just talking about pulling him in to have a chat with him, he went through a set of red lights at a roundabout.
Gone through the red lights there.
When I went to go after him, there was 3 or 4 motorcycles that pulled off at the top of the junction. And all it would have taken was one of those motorcycles to be approaching his own red light as it turned green, and he would have just dropped a gear and continued on, possibly at the same time that the guy in the Jeep was going through, and again you had a serious accident.
If the Jeep had hit a motorbike, it's potentially fatal. It's only a red light, but it could end up in a fatal accident.
He takes off at speed down the linking dual carriageway.
When we initially activated the blue lights and the siren, there was no reaction from the driver. We had to pull up along on his near side to get his attention.
Alan and Shane eventually get him to pull over, but there's a problem with this too.
When we eventually got his attention and he realised that it was him that we wanted to pull over, instead of pulling over to the left-hand side, he moved to the right-hand side of the road. And most people wouldn't think anything of that, but he didn't realise when he's moving off again, he's going to be moving off into motorway traffic that's moving at potentially 120 kilometres per hour, and he has no way of getting his speed up.
Where do I start with you? The red light at the top of the junction. You were speeding all the way down the M1. At one point we had to do over 162 kilometres just gaining on you. Then you put back in, hardened the brakes, you went up to the top of the ramp, you changed lane, I'd say 3 times on the roundabout, just to get ahead of traffic, and then pulled on. I even have it all on the video on the car. Can we driving licence there, please?
People take chances like this a lot because they're focused on where they're going, whether they're late or they have a job on or they're going somewhere important. You can see he had paperwork and he had documents all over his dashboard.
This driver was speeding because he said he was late for a meeting. He's going to be even later now.
Right. Our situation is, you're going to get a fine in the post in the next week or 2. It's okay. It's only a fine for the red light. Will be 2 penalty points. It's payable in 28 days. Was an awful lot more there that drew our attention to in the first place.
Yeah, I wouldn't normally drive like that.
Like if you hadn't attracted our attention on the M1, we'd never have seen you at that traffic light. Yeah, I'll just set you out here, okay? Keep her live, okay? Thank you.
Bad driving breeds bad driving. Similarly, this guy's driving, he's going to drive in a certain way, and if he's not seen to be caught doing it, then the road users think, well, that's fine, I can do the same thing.
He got a ticket for €80 and 2 penalty points on his licence.